Good evening. My name is Vidursit. I am a student of the MBA WX program offered by IIM Kashipur at the Dehradun campus. We are fortunate enough to have Professor Maheshwari with us today. Professor Maheshwari is the spearhead of IIM Kashipur in the OBHR domains. Professor Maheshwari, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking
Thank
out
you.
this time for us. Now, since you yourself are a beacon of hope for many leading women entrepreneurs and you've set an example yourself, would you have any word of advice for budding female entrepreneurs who are looking to join the MBAWX program?
Okay. First of all, thanks to provide me this opportunity because as far as the issue of women getting into corporates, the issue of rise of women, I guess this is a topic which is very close to heart since the time, when I started pursuing my PhD thesis on this particular topic, which was actually working women's at from different domain. And then later on, I was reflecting at various points of time, exactly, about my life, you know, how I am grooming myself, how this particular thought of making a career for myself has come. See, typically it has not been a very a sturdy, steady, smooth sailing journey. It's not for anyone. I mean, whether it is a men or women, but typically it's also true that the kind of social setup in which we Indians still are, it is a juggle. Starting from the day, what career to get into, what industry to get into for job, how to pursue or think or aspire about a career, even before marriage, after marriage, and that too maternity comes as a very important point in the life of any women. So basically, talking in context of working executives, women working executives, I believe I've been associated with IIM Kashipur from last 2.5 years, and if I see that this particular program of MBA WX, the conceptualization of this program is to help the executives who have reached to a particular stage in their career, right? How they can visualize, rethink about their career, how they can reshape their career in future. All these questions become very prominent and in every individual, every working executive's life, and especially people who just entered and later on start reflecting, what next for me. So their MBA WX becomes a very important milestone. I mean, this is what I have experienced, I have seen. Now, if you're going to talk from the point of view of only women, you've started your career, you're working in a particular domain. Now what? How are you thinking about your future? What next? Where an individual who is entering or is already into a management role, but a professional degree is not there. Maybe after a point of time, you start realizing, okay, yeah, based on experience, I have been able to gain a lot of tacit knowledge, but what if I'm able to have an icing on the cake by having a proper formal degree where, lot of management inputs, theories, conceptualization, or to be able to understand, whatever has gone into me, whatever my experience is saying, how is it actually packaged in a management domain? There, I believe, for women, it becomes very important because we all know that every step is a juggle to beat the competition and create a space for your yourself. So I would say that actually women who see a career for themselves and they believe that a formal management education is something that is going to really help them give it a boost, they should consider MBA WX. Of course, it is going to be demanding. Nothing comes, there are, at a free cost, there are no free lunches kind of thing. Everything is demanding, but 2 years of hard work would mean a big 40 years career lying ahead. It is going to be demanding, personal life, professional life, you have family, your kids, your office would be there, demand from studies would be there. But believe me, I guess someday or the other a difficult step has to be taken, and it requires first these individuals need to be committed themselves, then only they can ask their family to understand what career means for them and what role, what supportive role they can play. So until and unless you are clear about it, you cannot expect and even ask for the kind of support that others can offer you in this journey, which becomes very mandatory.
Absolutely, I agree with that, ma'am. And also, having taught for an X amount of years, do you see a shift in the trend in the, say, women admission or the ratio? Because earlier in the past, there's always been a certain disparity. But
It's still, there is a long way to cover, right, in this particular domain, where we can really argue that, you know, our work front, especially Indian organization, are truly a gender representative organization. Whatever the situation, but the trend is changing. And this changing trend is now questioning every entity in this in this particular social ecosystem to understand what is their role in creating an inclusive workplace, inclusive society. And believe me, if a step is not taken today, India is surely going to lag behind. And I believe people of our generation, or maybe, you know, the next generation, they are able to understand it pretty well, and everybody is ready to take on it. Right, women cannot do it on their own, but if they are not ready for it, nobody else is going to take it seriously for them. So first step is, we need to be determined what is the kind of identity that we want to create for ourselves, and then it is just pulling up our socks, and then only we can ask, see, this is what I have planned for myself, and you have to play a role there.
Well, I'm sure having pioneers such as yourself leading from the forefront, surely but surely we will get there. And I'm sure you've cleared up a lot of doubts for many of our future executives. And again, once again, ma'am, I thank you so much for taking out this time and sharing your input.
Wish you all the best, and I just wish that IIM Kashipur becomes a gender diverse educational institute.
I'm sure we will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.